What if the pain you've spent your whole life trying to avoid is actually your biggest protector? And what if the same system that's designed to keep you alive can suddenly flip on you, misfire, malfunction, and cause suffering long after your body is healed? Today, we're diving into the real science of pain. What it is, why we feel it when it protects us, and when it doesn't. By the end, you'll understand pain in a way most people never will. And you may never think about your body the same way again. But here's the first twist: pain doesn't actually come from where you think it does. And in the next section, you're going to discover the single biggest misconception about pain that almost everyone believes. Life isn't just yours, it's everywhere, it's everything. And we're here to explore it all. Be curious and stay curious. Most people think pain comes from the body. Something hurts gives you feel pain. But modern neuroscience tells a completely different story. Pain is not a signal from the body. Pain is an output of the brain. Your skin, joints, and organs don't contain pain nerves. They contain danger detectors. They send information like heat, pressure, or tension, but not pain. Your brain receives that information and decides whether or not to create the sensation of pain. Which means you can have injury with no pain. You can have pain with no injury. Pain isn't a damage meter. Pain is a threat meter. But if pain is created in the brain, then why does it exist at all? In the next chapter, you'll discover the evolutionary reason your brain chose to create pain, and why humans literally cannot survive without it. Pain is not a flaw in the system. It is the system. Pain evolved to help organisms stay alive. It protects us in three major ways. 1. It warns us of immediate danger, touching fire, stepping on glass, twisting your ankle. 2. It teaches us what to avoid. Pain creates memories. Don't touch that. Don't do that again. 3. It forces rest so you can heal. A sprain, a fracture. Pain forces you to slow down, so the body can repair itself. People who cannot feel pain, yes, that's a real condition, often break bones, burn themselves, and injure their joints without realizing it. Pain is survival. But pain doesn't always feel fast and simple. It often comes in different layers. In the next section, you'll discover the two different types of pain signals your body uses, and why one of them is responsible for almost all the suffering people experience. Pain travels through two major nerve pathways: A. Delta fibers, fast pain, sharp, sudden. The immediate alarm. C fibers, slow pain, deep, aching, emotional. The something is wrong type of pain. These signals hit your spinal cord first, where your nervous system decides. Turn the signal up, turn it down, block it entirely. Only then does the brain get involved. And once the brain gets the message, it evaluates everything: context, memories, emotions, stress, expectation. This determines how much pain you feel. But who exactly is making that decision? The answer lies in the next chapter, where we unpack the surprising brain regions that determine how you hurt. Pain looks like a body problem, but it behaves like a brain decision. Several brain areas work together. The somatosensory cortex decides where the pain is. The insula monitors your internal state. The amygdala adds fear. The anterior cingulate cortex adds emotion. The prefrontal cortex interprets meaning. This is why pain increases when you're stressed. Pain decreases when you're calm or distracted. Pain can vanish during emergencies. Pain can appear solely from fear or expectation. Your brain constantly asks one question: is this dangerous? If yes gives, pain increases. If no gives, pain decreases. But how does this play out in the real world? In the next section, you'll hear true stories that reveal just how bizarre, yet brilliant, your pain system really is. Story 1. The nail in the boot. A construction worker jumped onto a board filled with nails. He screamed in agony, but x-rays showed the nail had slipped between his toes. No damage. Real pain. Story 2. The soldier who felt nothing. Wounded in battle, some soldiers keep fighting without feeling pain until they're safe. Story 3. The sprained ankle. When a child limps after twisting an ankle. Pain is enforcing rest to prevent re-injury. Pain is a protector, a bodyguard, a survival tool. But what happens when this protective system doesn't turn off. In the next chapter, we explore the moment pain stops being helpful and starts becoming the problem. Chronic pain isn't just long-term pain. It's pain that continues after the body has healed. The alarm system stays stuck on high alert. This leads to chronic back pain, migraines, fibromyalgia, nerve pain, long-term joint pain, post-surgical pain. Pain without injury. People can feel pain when nothing is wrong. Tension headaches. Stress-induced pain, muscle spasms, phantom limb pain, pain in a missing limb. Bruised pain is created in the brain. Central sensitization. This is when the nervous system becomes too protective. It learns pain too well. It becomes jumpy, reactive, oversensitive. This isn't all in your head. It's a physical rewiring of the nervous system. But why do some people get stuck in chronic pain, while others recover quickly? The answer lies in the next section, and it might surprise you. Pain sensitivity varies widely, but it's not about toughness or weakness. Pain sensitivity depends on genetics, stress, sleep, trauma history, emotional environment, belief systems, fear levels, coping skills. People raised in chaotic, stressful, or unsafe environments develop nervous systems that are more protective and more reactive. This is not personality, this is neurobiology. And this leads directly into one of the most shocking truths about pain. The emotional and physical systems in your brain are deeply intertwined, far more than most people realize. Your brain doesn't separate emotional pain from physical pain. Breakups, loss, rejection, loneliness, work stress, family conflict, these activate the same brain areas as a physical injury. That's why emotional pain can cause headaches, back pain, chest tightness, muscle tension, stomach pain. You're not imagining it. You're feeling the neurobiology of stress. But here's where things get even more fascinating. Your beliefs alone can increase or decrease pain, even before anything physically happens. And that's what we're exploring next. Placebo, pain relief through belief. When you expect something to help, your brain releases endorphins, pain decreases, muscles relax. Fear drops, the nervous system calms. Nocebo, pain triggered by belief. If you believe something will hurt, pain increases. Anxiety spikes, the brain amplifies danger signals. Belief isn't imaginary, it's neurochemical. If belief can change pain, then what does modern science actually do with that information? The next section reveals how treatment has evolved and why the old way wasn't enough. We now use the biopsychosocial model, which looks at the body, the brain, lifestyle, emotions, stress, environment, physical treatments, PT, exercise, stretching, therapeutic movement, massage, sleep optimization, psychological treatments, CBT, pain reprocessing therapy, mindfulness, somatic tracking, ACT, stress reduction techniques, medical treatments, anti-inflammatories, injections, nerve blocks, neuromodulation, surgery in specific cases. These approaches calm the overprotective alarm system and retrain the brain. But what's coming next? Pain science is evolving fast, and some breakthroughs feel straight out of science fiction. The next decade of pain science is groundbreaking. Virtual reality therapy, psychedelic-assisted therapy, neurofeedback, AI pain prediction, genetic pain profiling, central nervous system reset techniques. We're entering an era where chronic pain becomes more understandable and more treatable than ever before. But after everything we've learned, what's the big takeaway? What should you actually remember from this video? Let's wrap it all up. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is a message, a signal intended to protect you. A system that sometimes becomes overprotective. A guardian that occasionally forgets how to stand down. Understanding pain doesn't magically cure it, but it gives you power. It gives you options. It gives you hope. And if you want to learn how to retrain your pain system, how to quiet the alarm, and how to work with your body instead of against it, that's exactly what this video is all about. If this video changed how you understand pain, hit like so more people can find it. If you want more science-based videos on the brain, pain, healing, and human behavior, subscribe and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching. Be curious, stay curious.